Yeah. Between Jackson and Peter. Nice, Achila. Yep. So while Achila fixes his microphone here because he can't sit still. What's up, guys? I am Andre.
I'm Achila.
And I'm Anthony.
And welcome to the very first episode of On the Trail.
Nice.
So the purpose of this, we can call it like a show. It's not a podcast. We don't have the headphones on, so it doesn't mean it's a podcast, right?
Yeah,
is that the rule of
is,
thumb?
yes.
Is that how it happens?
Yes.
But the purpose of this show is that recently we took up the challenge to hike all of the 48 New Hampshire 4,000 footers.
Yes.
And what we want to do is just talk about our experience with each and every single trail. And it's going to be almost 2 weeks ago, we went up the Mount Pierce, Jackson, and Webster Loop. That was our last hike. And if you haven't watched the 4,000 footer journey chapter 2, which covers that hike, make sure that you stop the video right now. Just press pause.
Go there.
Right now.
Go watch it right now.
Right now.
Before,
Yeah.
give us a like on this one and then a like on that one.
Yes.
And then come back, subscribe.
Yes.
Make sure to subscribe.
Turn on those notifications.
So should we give them? Let's give them a couple of seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait for you guys. We'll wait. I'm gonna drink my coffee while we're waiting. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the mountains, about the views, about the trail itself? How was the experience for that?
For me, like the trail in total was awesome. You know, it was a really nice day. I made a wrong decision to start the trail with a wrong jacket, and like the beginning was really hard.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that we had just recorded the interviews for Chapter 2 of the 4,000 foot journey, and Achila had talked about the fact that, he had talked about the fact that the first hike, one of the biggest lessons he learned is that he took too much on the first hike, and then here we go again, a year later, a little bit more, a little over than a year later, and he made the same mistake.
The thing is, I didn't bring too much on this one. The only thing was like, I wasn't sure if I was about to get like really cold there, so I was like, maybe I'm gonna get this jacket and 2 socks.
What are you doing?
Changing socks.
We had just talked about the fact that you took too much on your first hiking trip.
That's true. But like the beginning was kind of hard for me. I felt I was like about to like pass out and throw away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's so heavy. And like I was preparing myself, After we went to Franconia region, I decided, after Monadnock, the first of this year, I decided for myself, I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to train. I'm going to run or, eat healthier.
Yep.
But as soon as I changed my clothes, and thank God I was prepared with some fleece, because if I haven't brought that fleece, I would be like screwed. So cold.
Now it is funny though, because I'm usually the more cautious one when it comes to hike. Well, I like to research and to know exactly what I'm getting into. Mm-hmm. And the whole week I kept sending to you guys, hey, it's gonna be windy. It's gonna be windy. And then Anthony was like, no, by the time we summon the first mountain, it's gonna be like 10 miles an hour.
The problem
per wind.
It's because you overthink everything.
No, it's not overthink.
Guys, you guys gonna fall from there because of the wind.
I didn't say that.
People die on the trails, guys, because of this.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. All I said was like, hey, it's gonna be windy, so let's just be ready for it, mentally ready, because it's gonna get windy. As soon as we summit Webster and the wind is like still 30 miles an hour, I looked at Anthony.
I wouldn't say that.
At Webster, 30? It was 30 miles. At Webster, it was 30 miles. By the time we got to Jackson, it was like 20, 25. Okay. But at Webster was much more windy than Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
But I think overall, I think I enjoyed it. but I don't think I enjoyed it as much as a lot of other hikes. That one, I think that a lot of it was because of like the twigs in your face the whole time you're going. Like every time I felt like I had to hold the branch like behind me, and it felt like it kept slowing you down, slowing you down. Another thing is the snow was always steep. Like every time you walk, sometimes there's like steps that are on the trail that you have to like be careful of because then you fall through.
Yeah, Pedro kept falling into the snow all the time. Because that one, that's true. I had forgotten about that. If you take a couple of steps out of the well-packed part of the trail, you fall like a good 6 feet, 5 feet.
We were using micro spikes, so that's why when we weren't using snowshoes, so that's why we fell through. But there was this one part too of like there's like 2 paths. I think one person went around the main one. But like we went the same way as the guy that used the snowshoes, and then we just kept falling through.
Oh my gosh!
Like
we saw some steps there.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, oh, they were here. They were here.
We signaled Dre and Achille. We're like ASquaredMedia.
Yeah, and they drew like big X's on the snow. Do not go through here. No, but I felt like because anytime that I had to get out of the trail just a little bit to get like a better shot, I would sink in a good 5 to 6 feet into the snow. Not 6. I would say 4.5. Yeah. Six. I'll be under the snow. But it got to a point that it got into my waist.
Yeah.
They're, like all that we said, like flows away when we remember that we were able to see Mount Washington. Like you could touch Mount Washington. It was so close, and that for me was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It was breathtaking.
Yeah.
It was because I had never been so close to Mount Washington, and the day was beautiful because it was clear and you could clearly see the mountain. So it was like the icing on the cake to finish there. I don't regret one single bit bringing the camera. I don't. But all right, I'm interested before we wrap this up. One biggest takeaway from this hike. What did you take away from it? From this experience?
I'm a pack leader.
A pack leader.
I'm not a follower. I get annoyed because most of the time it's like I feel like especially when you're going with a lot of people, a lot of them just like wander with like this like look in their eyes, and they're like looking around, and they're lost because they're just looking around, and it's like it's
just go right the tag on the tree right there.
Focus your eyes. It's there. I think that part, but most of it was like my mindset isn't on like looking around more than it is, just kind of like getting to the goal. Because I'm that type of person that's like, all right, so we're setting out on this goal, so I really want to accomplish it, so let's go and beat it. And I'm a person that's too headstrong to be a person that would be able to linger around unless I'm doing something, unless it's for something.
What about you, Achille? Biggest takeaway?
I think that my biggest takeaway is that I still need to be more thoughtful with my gear. Like I've been doing this for almost a year already, and I'm starting to find some nice equipment and stuff to use. But I don't know what happened that day. I looked and was like, I'm gonna use this, and that can mess you up.
Make or break the hike.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I think that was one of the reasons why that hike was kind of hard for me too. Oh my God.
my biggest takeaway is I need to study the trail before I go out.
Yep.
I felt so helpless at moments where we didn't know where to go, because usually I'm pretty good at knowing my direction, but I don't know what happened. This hike, I didn't look at the map. I didn't download the map. I didn't have the map for most of the time. I was
but you
going blind.
downloaded the map.
Marcos downloaded the map. I didn't download. I had the app open, but because I have the free version of all trails, if I don't load the map before we get to the mountain, once we get to the mountain, that usually there's no connection. You can't find. You see you have connection to the satellite, but the map itself is not there.
Yeah.
So it's like I was walking blind. It didn't feel good.
Yeah.
I need to know where I'm going, at least at the very least. I'm going up this trail and I'm going down this trail.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that, the rest I can figure out. But I didn't even know that. So my biggest takeaway: study the trail map just a little bit more. Be prepared.
One of us has to.
One of us. Yes.
Awesome.
All right, but that was fun talking. We went a little bit longer, like usual, than we wanted.
Always
Than we
so
wanted,
long.
but it was fun. Make sure, guys, to subscribe to our channel for more
Please
content
help
like
us.
this. We will be continuing to talk about and reviewing our trails and our experiences. Share this video. Comment below if you've ever hiked this trail and what you think about it. And stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Have a great one.